The Backseat Lovers are an indie rock band originating from Salt Lake City, Utah, United States. The Backseat Lovers is a four-piece band that consists of lead vocalist Josh Harmon, lead guitarist Jonas Swanson, bass guitarist KJ Ward, and lead drummer Juice Welch. They released their first single without a tune on the 11th of May, all the way back in 2018, and most recently released their debut major label album, Waiting to Spill, over 2 years ago to the date of this recording. So a question that's on all of our minds right now is, where is the Backseat Lovers and what's next? The Backseat Lovers has been my favourite band for the past 4 years or so, and especially through the last year and a few months, I've really been wondering, where are they and why haven't they been releasing a lot of music? Only having 2 albums and 1 EP in their discography, there isn't a lot of variety and content coming from the band, and it's starting to worry their fan base and me alike. But before giving my thoughts and predictions on what's going on with the band and what could be coming up, I wanted to take you through their meteoric rise to fame within the indie rock world. Elevator Days is their first EP and would release on the 11th of May 2018 and released with a total of 5 tracks within it. The album essentially follows a tale of 2 childhood friends who fall in love and then eventually fall out of love with each other. The EP follows themes of love, conflict, and acceptance. Standout tracks that I personally want to talk about in this video have to be their mid-song track Still a Friend and the ending track Address Your Letters. So we'll start with Still a Friend. The track opens with Josh Harmon singing about him comforting a girl that has just been through a rough breakup.
There's a woman to my left, she's been crying in her bed every night since you broke her heart.
This line implies that Josh is telling this story to the ex-partner of this girl he's comforting. However, through the following verses, it becomes clear that Josh is singing out his feelings to whoever will listen.
Yeah, you left her pretty sore, now the ball is in my court.
Josh sees an opportunity to slowly creep into this girl's future, figuratively having a shot on goal with the ball in his court. However, in the next line it becomes clear that this girl hasn't taken his comfort as a declaration of love.
She only needed 3 days so she could add the list. Well, show up that it was one hell of a kiss, my friend.
Josh informs us that this girl he has comforted and tried to get to notice him and fall in love with him has instead moved on from her relationship swiftly, like he wanted. Just not with him. Instead kissing another guy, much to the disappointment of Josh, who calls her just his friend, securing the idea that this girl definitely friend-zoned him.
For our last number, I'd like to ask your help. For the people in the cheaper seats, clap your hands. And the rest of you, if you just rattle your jewelry.
Now, after Still a Friend, the second song I wanted to highlight is the closing track on Elevator Days, titled Address Your Letters. The song follows Josh as he sings about a breakup him and his partner have had, and the drastic differences in their reaction to that breakup.
Why do all the good ones have to die? I wish I thought of that before I made you cry.
Although once good and functional, their relationship has ran its course, and Josh comes to accept their inevitable end, presumably breaking up with his partner, causing her to cry.
Don't write your letters to me. Don't you waste it at the party.
Josh's partner doesn't take the breakup as well as Josh has. Whilst Josh saw their breakup as a bit of an inevitability, his partner didn't and is still holding on to any prospect of what they have left, going as far as writing letters to Josh and getting wasted at parties to cope with her feelings and emotions.
Fly down the interstate, I run a little late. Dinner starts at 8. What you don't know, this is our last day.
Josh retells the memory of how he broke up with his partner, inviting her out to dinner without telling her that the relationship will end afterwards, marking this as their final date together.
I'm filled with so much hate. I wish I could stay.
In the last line of the song, Josh reveals how he regrets how easily he broke the relationship off, and regrets thinking that it would all be an inevitability for it to all go bad and sour. He wishes that he'd stayed with his partner and that he hadn't written off their relationship so early.
Address your letters to me.
Their second release and first album release was that of When We Were Friends, which was released on the 27th of January 2019. The album contains 9 songs and is a very popular and highly accredited project from the band. The album doesn't follow much of a concept, however that doesn't mean it's scarce of the similar themes throughout their entire discography of love, childhood, heartbreak and isolation. Despite the album being 9 songs long, I'm only going to go over one of the songs here, which also happens to be my most streamed song of all time. Sinking Ship follows Josh and his partner as they come to accept the feelings of their relationship dying and the misery it's causing Josh. Josh opens up about their relationship and how dead it has been as of recently, and it gives examples of them not sharing physical touch in over a month and being in complete silence even when taking long road trips together. Josh is sick of seeing his partner being so unhappy in their relationship. In the next line, he opens up about feeling guilty for his partner's loss of love and feels as if he's caused it.
Seems that every time the weather's on our side.
Josh once again opens up on his previous feelings of him holding his partner back and being unhappy, using the weather as a metaphor for their vibe together whenever he's around. Josh eventually caves in and gains the courage to tell his lover that he isn't helping her. He tells her to jump aboard someone else's sinking ship, meaning for her to fall in love with someone else and avoid being brought down and becoming even unhappier by staying in a relationship with him. Waiting to Spill is the third project released by the Backseat Lovers and is an album containing 10 tracks. The album follows the story and themes of rising with fame and becoming a rock star, a perspective that probably heavily resonates with the band. A song I want to highlight from the album is the 6-track Snowbank Blues. The song is one of the only few tracks on the album that was also released with a music video on YouTube and is probably their most popular song on the album, with the exception of probably Growing/Dying. The song depicts the anxiety that comes with the sudden rise in fame and how anxiety can act somewhat like a snowbank, literally preventing someone from moving past or seeing past it. The song opens with Josh depicting the life of living on tour, often drinking and smoking themselves to sleep every night, subsequently needing to catch up on sleep, but due to the nature of tour traveling, having to do it without a partner.
Wish I could roll the windows down, but
Snow is used as a metaphor for Josh's anxiety throughout the entire song. It outlines that he can't roll the windows down and reveal his true self due to the fear of losing admiration and damaging his public image.
just because I'm smiling doesn't mean that I'm smiling.
band finds solace in their music and art. Therefore, by performing, they can finally be themselves without the worries and anxiety of maintaining an image, metaphorically putting the facade that they have of themselves back on the shelf. The Backseat Lovers has been credited with a high amount of success, but the regularity between projects and music we used to receive from now seems as if it's slowing down. From regularly releasing singles to releasing an EP and album a year apart to having to wait 3 years for an album to come out, and now 2 years since any project has been even close to hinted at, it's worrying to say the least. My best guess is that they're too occupied on the tours they're having at the moment, and hopefully that when they've gotten home and they've had that free time in between their tours, they have been hitting the studio, either recording or writing or even thinking of a new album. I just wanted to take this time to let you all know about my Patreon. I recently created a Patreon because the channel has almost hit the 4,000 watch hours that it needs to be a part of the partnership program, which is really crazy to think of because I didn't think I'd ever get to that. And we recently hit 1,000 subscribers, and I really just want to say thank you to everyone who supports, subscribes, hits the notification bell. It was a pipe dream for me. I mean, a couple years ago, I used to release like COD montages, and I've privated all of those, so you guys can't find those anymore, but like that's the sort of rut I was in. And especially over the last year since I released the Jeff Buckley video, I just had no motivation, and I think a lot of my motivation that came back and helped me create the Scrapyard video, and now I'm creating another video and I'm producing this video out for you guys, is just the constant support you guys gave me. Checking my YouTube studio and finding all the comments of people wishing me luck, hoping I come back, giving me suggestions. It really does help me, and I really appreciate all of you for it. Obviously, first video with a webcam. I'll probably have to get a better one. This is quite a cheap one. I got it from Kmart. It is what it is. I've also tried to make the channel look a little more professional by changing the profile picture and the cover art, because the profile picture used to be me with the buzz cut back in COVID, but I've changed it to a more recent photo. Hopefully it makes the channel look a bit more professional and people click on it a bit more. I've also created a Twitter. It'd be good if you followed me there. I'll do probably more stuff on there that I was kind of doing on the YouTube community tab, where I just ask for your opinions, hint at releases, give you guys little sneak peeks, but the sneak peeks and all that you get more from the Patreon. But yeah, I just want to leave you guys with that. I'm hoping to do this as more like of the scheduled format of my videos, so we've got like a big 30-minute album breakdown, and then maybe a video in between that and the next one of a song, an EP, an artist, like what we've done today. I want to thank you all for watching, and I've been Tristan, and I'll see you guys in the next video.